Oh, wow. Look at this sullen mob. Oh, here on the Clark the Shark Show, baby, the first thing I'm going to talk about when reviewing the Angry Young Them, the debut album from the band that started it all, really. I mean, these guys are kind of before the Who, maybe, or, they recorded in 64. So did the Who. So did the Kinks. So did the Stones. I don't care. Them is really first. No matter what anyone says. When it comes to garage rock, proto-punk, alternative indie, blues rock, you name it, baby, they started it. They truly are the originators, the inventors, the angriest band, maybe like the saddest too, or something, that ever existed. Ireland, my country, me, Clark the Shark. I'm was born in Torrance or Los Angeles or whatever, but I'm, as they know, from Ireland. And I love garage rock, the American 1966 garage scene, but it probably wouldn't have existed quite the same anyway without the Angry Young Them. I never owned this album, you guys. I owned other Them albums, and Van Morrison when he went solo. Of course, I know about those, but they are nothing like when Van Morrison becomes the Van Morrison guy with all the horns and violins, and he never sounds like this again. This garage rock and roll blues, anger inspired, confused, crazy sound. He goes, it's interesting what he does solo. I don't like it as much as this, though. No way. It's kind of this adult contempo. Sometimes it's almost like easy listening. And it's so hard to believe that he ended up like that or went into that phase or transition. And he abandoned and left all this in his wake in the past. But that's what happens, you guys, or that's what happened with Van Morrison and Them. And I think this band continued without him. They didn't get very far, but he was the guy in the band. And sort of like Clark the Shark from GE, there's always one guy in the band that's like the visionary genius or, rock god or something that propels the whole, the straw that stirs the drink. I think it was Darryl Strawberry when he was on the Mets, he said that about the team. He's the straw. That's what Clark the Shark was in GE. And that's what Van Morrison was in Them, the fabulous Them. And I don't like to ever say I'm proud, but I am so proud that this band is from Ireland. I hate pride. I don't like it. But in this case, you guys, I have to be. And, me, Clark the Shark, at 1-800-449-8255 from the fabulous golden EIB Sharkerphone, where it's not a microphone, it's a sharkrophone that was given to me by Hush Bimbo himself. he christened me. He actually hit me over the head with the golden EIB Sharkerphone one day, and I picked it up off the ground. And on my old YouTube channel long ago, like 15 years ago or maybe 10 years ago, many albums by them I reviewed. I think there's only like 2 or 3 albums, but there's a lot of best ofs, greatest hits compilations. And in my huge vinyl collection, I don't know, you guys, if I ever bought one of these non-compilation albums from them. If I didn't, I should have, and perhaps I can't remember, but I definitely owned, like a greatest hits or something. And this band is just so important, you guys, for punk rock. I mean, this is punk rock. It really is, or it really is this angry, pissed off, distorted thing that's even more convincing and like more sincere or honest or something than the Who. And that's hard to do because the Who are really honest, sincere. They mean every note, but it's almost like the way that them means every note just puts the Who to shame, you guys. And I hate to say that, but it's true. These guys put the Stones and the Animals and the Doors and, Eric Burdon, or you name anybody, maybe even Arthur Lee in Love, or gosh, dude, it doesn't matter. Them puts everybody to shame. And yet, what's so weird today is all these other 60s bands seem to get a lot of accolades and respect, revere, regard. And them does too. But it seems like not quite the level that them deserves right here on the Clark the Shark Show. The fabulous, amazing, unbelievable, inquisitive Clark the Shark Talk Radio Show, #1 worldwide, and beamed out to everywhere from here at WABC New York in the mornings on the Big Talker. #1 on Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. Gosh, you guys, #1 on every planet. Not #1 on Earth, though, like only #2. Howard Stern is above me. But I'm sorry, Howard. Clark the Shark is especially #1 on this one planet that Howard Stern will never, ever even be rated on. And of course, that is Uranus, right here at 1-800-449-8255. The Wolfman Jack on crack. Clark the Shark talking about the angry young them, you guys. Van Morrison, the angriest guy in the band. But all 5 of these guys are angry and confused and morbidly sullen. Just a motley crew, these guys. They really were. And they disappeared like many bands in the 60s did. I can go down the list. And it's weird to think that because Gloria, just all the songs that were so great from this band, and so pissed off. It's going to get 5 stars, It could only get that, 4 and a 4.5. All Music and Record Mirror. Rolling Stone gave this a 5. The British version, which I've never, here's this cover. But Mystic Eyes, of course. I've never even seen, you guys, the British version of them. I believe I may have looked for this around record stores in Southern California. I could never find it. I don't need to tell you about all these songs, you guys. They're incredible. Punk rock, grunge, garage, the kings of garage rock. Uh, the Kinks, maybe, but they're like a polished studio band. Ray and Dave Davies. But, the Kinks are just too much talent to call a garage band. But when I call them the fathers of all garage bands, it is a tribute, homage, honor that maybe the Kinks in all their glory couldn't even achieve. And, the trophy goes to them, not even the Who or anything else, you guys. Just an incredible band, and they write a lot of their material. Of course, Van Morrison wrote Mystic Eyes, which is just so incredible, you guys, and Gloria. And, just a little bit is by other people, but, it's all incredible. I want you to buy it. There's two different versions of this. There's, the British one, Don't Look Back, is, their version of it is killer. And then there's the North American one. Here Comes the Night. Many bands and solo artists have covered it, including David Bowie on Pinups. Just a bunch of killer songs. I like Mystic Eyes as much as Gloria. You guys, everybody loved this band, loved the anger. Jim Morrison and the Doors did their version of Gloria. Kind of a pissed off, confused version where he's like, now that we know each other a little bit better, I'm going to dress in black. Love it. I like it like that. It's just fucking awesome. Did these guys invent punk rock? Was it done here? They call it proto-punk, and I, Shark, hate the term proto anything, proto-metal, proto-punk. I don't like proto. I know it means this was, before, like, this is the seminal genius before the semen. This is proto. It's like the masturbation before the semen comes out. I hate the word proto when you attach it to punk, metal, or anything, you guys. But maybe in this case, it does apply. Them, Van Morrison, incredible album music. This is more of a review of this band in general, you guys. I want you to buy all their music at Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere online. This angry rock and roll guitar, kick-ass garage, definitely garage, bluesy, atmospheric. I gotta say, I know I say atmospheric, to everything, but that word truly applies to them. And it's not a psychedelic atmosphere. It's like a pissed off, angry atmosphere, you guys. Is this textured? Is this meat and potatoes? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, this is, you guys. Them. A lot of you will go get into Van Morrison thinking that he might do an occasional song that sounds like them. He doesn't really in his solo career. There are occasionally some rock and roll things, but it never rises to the level of this pissed off punk rock, garage, blues, confused, absolutely aloof, the angry young them when they were so young. And they didn't quite know what they were doing. They were feeling their way, and yet they weren't. Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Buy this music, you guys. It is important, especially if you're only 20, right here in 2023, and you were born in 2003. I want you, indie kid, or whoever you are, hip hop, rap kid, or whatever. I want you to get into them. If you want to get into Van Morrison, go right ahead. Be my guest. That's going to be a little bit tougher for you to absorb, but I know you will absorb them. Some of the most fucking angry, pissed off punk, blues, rock and roll in a garage that you will ever hear. The inventors of all, the fathers of all mother effers, them. Right here on the fabulous Clark the Shark Show. Go buy this music. Every song by them. No pun. And you tell them the Sharky sent you. And I'm out of here, people. Peace.